Hey beautiful people, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Elizabeth, and today I'm going to give you some lessons from one of my mentors, or someone that I'm enjoying learning from lately, Dan Martell. He's a Canadian. He crossed $100 million worth of net worth by the age of 32 years old. He also is so inspiring. He's an incredible entrepreneur and leader. He really struggled when he was young. He has a huge back life story if you want to check that out, but he really had a hard time. He was in jail. He had to go to rehab, and he got in trouble with the law, just a whole bunch of stuff. But when he was at rehab, he ended up finding a coding book, and this completely transformed his life. The lessons that he learned there, but then finding that book, and then he decided to turn his addictions, and he turned it into something positive and started getting addicted to something more healthy, like getting to code and building a business. And he built $1 million business and then went further and further and further. Now he does coaching. He has online teaching. And it's interesting. He started YouTube. It was like 10 or 11 years ago. It took him 10 years, but he posted every single day, every Monday, every single year for 10 years. And then he hit 100,000 subscribers. And then in just a few months, he's hit 200,000 subscribers. So that's interesting. He's a YouTuber, he's a dad, he's a husband, and he has a lot of life lessons that I really resonate with and some that I really enjoyed. So anyways, I want to share some of those lessons with you so that you can take some of the lessons, because a lot of successful people say to learn from successful people and take some of their lessons that they're sharing for free in a book or when they share content, so that you don't have to go live those lives and go spend 20 years of your own life. You can take 10 minutes, 15 minutes to read or to watch a video to gain some new insights that have changed their life. Let's do it. So the first tip is that the world rewards courageous action. So I have a video on my channel about taking risk and being bold. And so this isn't always my natural inclination. I do want to put myself out there. I want to go for the goal. I want to achieve, but I have to be courageous. I have to take an action that is worth being rewarded to that magnitude. Whatever you put out, you're going to get that same frequency back. And so it's really important to take courageous action, to go for the goal, to take the risk, and you will be rewarded. Be bold enough, have courage, and make it happen. Number 2, I learned that a no is a yes and a yes is a no. Think about that for a second. If you say no to something, you are saying yes to something that aligns more with you. And so I've had to do this in this period of my life, especially when I'm learning and working and building. I'm trying to build something. And so I have to say no to a lot of stuff. And it doesn't mean it's a bad thing, but it just doesn't align with what my main goals are now. And so maybe I'll look back and wish I did some of those things. I do use my 85-year-old self frame and go, would I regret if I don't do this thing? Like, I try to make sure I'm not going to regret it. And usually it's like, no, like, this is where my focus is. This is what I want to do. There are sacrifices that I make, and it's not always 100% aligned, especially when you have kids or family. You want to go support them, and that is a value of mine. So I might put some of the work goals or something on the side burner. Same thing with health, but those are my main buckets. And so sometimes other things fit in, but if they don't, a no is a yes is a no. And it's okay, because a lot of people have a hard time saying no. I hate disappointing people. I hate doing that, but you're disappointing yourself if you don't say that. And I do think there's a beauty of people who say yes and people who go for it and do the thing and serve. And so there's a time and a place for that. But there's also a time and a place to respect yourself and your goals and be willing to say no, because it's saying yes to what you really want and what you really deserve. Number 3, you have to believe you can. I've seen this in so many books, so many things, like Think and Grow Rich. You have to believe it to achieve it. So simple, but so true. Believe first, believe that you can. Tony Robbins was one of his mentors as well. And Dan ended up speaking at a Tony Robbins event, which was a life-changing thing. So cool. But you have to believe it. You have to believe it. You have to want it, desire it. You can make it happen. Number 4 is to determine what your time is worth. And so he has a book that's called Buy Back Your Time. I have not read it yet, but I'm probably going to buy it, because he is so incredible about how he manages his time and the people that he empowers and employs and deploys to take care of his businesses. He has $100 million worth of net worth and even more right now. And he trusts people. He finds good people, and then he teaches them how to do it. And honestly, sometimes he doesn't even teach them how to do it. He says, well, what would you do? And he helps them figure out the problem and find the solution, which is a parenting tip as well, and a teaching tip with kids and with people. You don't want to just give them the solution. You want them to try to figure it out or find someone who has the solution for them. And so determine what your time is worth. What is your time worth? And so with that, you want to buy back your time, because time is the most valuable asset that I've seen and learned. So you want to take care of your health, but you also want to take care of your time. And that's with saying no to things like I talked about earlier, because you only have a certain amount of time to get what you need done. And so be willing to do that. Number 5, this is an incredible concept. It's the frogs first. And so you want to do the hardest things first. I've talked about this. I have a video on my channel about this as well. And a lot of successful people say, just wake up, Alex Hormozi, do the work. How to get to your goals? Do what is required to get where you want, and do it right away, and do it for as long as you need to and as long as you can. This has helped me. And so I find when I do the thing that most needs to get done first, when I have the most energy in the morning, I have the most focus, I haven't had to make all these decisions, I haven't had all these problems come up, and I get what I need done first, I'm more likely to be successful and achieve what I want. Number 6 is to focus on transformational leadership. You don't want to just be a leader in a position. You want to be a leader that transforms people, processes, ideas, and businesses, and helps to make a difference. And so I really identified with this, and there's so much information we could talk about with transformational leadership and his concepts and ideas. And he even had, he reads so many books about leadership, and it's very interesting, and a topic that's interesting to me as well. But you want to do it different, and you want to empower the people. That's his main point, is empowering the people that you lead to be those leaders themselves and to get to where they want to be and to do it for themselves and have that confidence. Number 7 is wealthy is when you've already arrived at the place you want to be. Think about that. Interesting. So you're wealthy when you've arrived wherever you wanted to be. So it doesn't matter. Everyone's goals and dreams in life are different, but if you are where you want to get to, you're wealthy. You're wealthy. And so it's not just about the money, right? Some people never feel wealthy or happy or satisfied. And so determine what that point is for you. It's interesting. Number 8, I really resonated and aligned with this one. It is to do time and energy audits, because your energy and your time are so valuable. And I think with your energy is a different thing. And when I started eating more plant-based and fruits, vegetables, things like that, I felt so much clearer and I had so much more energy. I didn't have all those energy crashes and blood sugar crashes and things of that nature. And so it really makes a difference. And so what takes your energy? Do an audit. And what gives you energy? Do more things that give you energy, and stop doing as many things as you can, or delegate them or outsource them, the things that take away your energy. Number 9 is to hire people that can multiply or accelerate what you do. It is worth the money. And so he talked about someone that he was coaching, and they really didn't want to spend a certain amount of money. And he's like, I'm going to have to shut down the business. I don't know what to do. And Dan's like, hey, if you pay this person that I know $10,000, and $10,000 is a lot of money, but for the company, they were making $1 million, $2 million a year. He was going to shut it down. And he's like, if you pay this person $10,000, then you can keep your company going. It'll solve the problem that you want, and you're good to go. And he's like, I don't know. And he's like, seriously? $10,000 is going to save your $1 to $2 million company? What's the problem here? And so be willing to spend the money on the problem that you have. It could totally change your life. And that's where a lot of people say to invest in yourself or in your skills first instead of just the stock market, because that could have a huge return, and even more so than the stock market. Number 10, wealth, health, success, all good things take time to get there. And so let it compound. Compound interest is this huge gift. I could do a whole video or a whole book on compound interest. It's a very simple concept though at its core, but just on so many benefits. If you keep doing the thing over and over and you improve a tiny bit along the way and you keep going, you will achieve anything in this world. And so keep going, let it compound. Let your good habits compound instead of your bad ones. Number 11 is to find your strength. We all have so many gifts and potential and stuff within us. And sometimes we're going to have up days, down days, low energy days, whatever. But find your strength to go out and crush it. Dan, he counted his macros, which is a way that you can lose weight and build muscle and stuff, and worked out, and he schedules his day and his life. And maybe not everyone wants to do this, but he found his strength to do this. He found his strength to overcome. He found his strength to not go back to being addicted. And it totally had a ripple effect throughout his family. And I really like this. I want to go off on a tangent really quick, is that Ed Milet talks about this, being the one, and how his dad was an alcoholic, and a former alcoholic who ended up getting sober, helped Ed's dad. And Ed's dad then stopped drinking or stopped having all of his problems, which then helped Ed, who Ed helps millions of people, right? And so the thing with that is like anyone is qualified. Your struggles qualify you to help. And Dan Martell talks about this, that he goes back to his rehab center and he feels his main purpose in life is to help these kids and to help low at-risk youth see their potential and get out of it, right? And so that's so beautiful. And so the things that you struggle with could actually be the things that qualify you to help someone else. And it has a ripple effect. Everything that you do has a ripple effect. So find the strength to show up for someone or to care about someone or to help someone. You never know what will happen. And even if they only help one person, or if it literally just helps that one life, what a gift. What a gift. Think about that. Number 12, this goes back to transformational leadership, but encourage and empower people to solve their own problems. And so you can do this in parenting, you can do this with yourself, like figure out how to solve your own problems. Now you can go to people, you can, because it's a who, not a how. Sometimes it's not like, how do I figure this out? It's like, who knows this? But you could go find that connection. You could go find that. And so instead of just being like, I'm helpless, I can't do it. No, be empowered and go, I'm going to solve this problem. I'm going to figure out how to change my life. I'm going to figure out how to code. I'm going to figure out how to build this business. I'm going to figure out this obstacle in the way. I'm going to figure out how to get over some of my emotions that I have a hard time handling my emotions. Figure it out, find the strength, and go do it. Number 13 is to get in the right business. Not all businesses or opportunities have the same opportunity level or income potential. And so a lot of successful people talk about this. Warren Buffett talks about this and how he said he was graduated from, I think it was Columbia University, with lots of other really smart people, but they didn't choose the same vehicle or job that he did, that he was able to make more money because of what he chose. So choose something hopefully that you enjoy, but also that has the potential to make more money. Lastly, number 14 is to buy back your time always. How can you get more time? And then you don't just sit there and like, la, 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 I have all this time. You could if you wanted to, but what are you going to do with that time? The things that you actually want. Because I found that, at least for myself, it's not that I don't want to work. I want to work on things that I'm passionate about. I want to have time to do things I enjoy. I want to have time to work out. I want to have time to be able to spend time with my family. I want to have time to serve the people I want to serve. I want to create the things I want to create and do the things I want to do. And so buy back your time so you can do more of the things you're good at, the more of the things that you love, and more things that you're meant to do in this world. All right, so those were 14 lessons from Dan Martell. I hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to check out his YouTube channel, Instagram, or go find him if you want to be coached by him or just be coached by him virtually. And just by watching his videos, feel free to check it out. Let me know in the comments below if you had a takeaway or if you would like more videos like this. And if there is someone else you want me to give lessons on, I'm happy to do that. So thanks so much for being here. You got this. Feel free to like and subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys. You got this.